So good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning meet. We'll start with technical and derivative updates first. So what we saw yesterday is Nifty did open with a sharp gap down on weak global cues, but the intraday dips got bought into, wherein Nifty did found support near the 15,700 mark, and it did closed with smart order in the green and above 15,850 mark. Basically, it's a 12-day high, closing high. So we did found support near 15,700 odd mark. And the broader markets too had a mixed tone, wherein the mid cap index closed comfortably in the green, while the small cap index saw some downtick and on the back of profit booking. Even on the sectoral indices, what we saw is Nifty banking, financials, and pharma did close on the negative note, while Nifty metal continued its short covering move, and it was higher by 1.5%. The Nifty Auto too gained closed with a gain of over a percentage point. What is interesting about Nifty Auto is it is the only sector which is above its 200-day moving average, and it is very close to its all-time high level. The all-time high level for Nifty Auto is 12,150 odd, and currently it is at 11,180. So this shows even in corrective phase where Nifty is below 15, it's 200-day moving average, and it is closer to the 52-week low. Nifty Auto Index is near its all-time high levels. So there is a strength in this sector as such. And technically, what the placement says is that above the recent swing high of 15,927, we might make a dash towards 16,100, 16,200 levels. While till we hold 15,350 on closing basis, the moves could be range between these 400-500 points, and we might have choppiness with intraday volatility in this range itself. So basically, the range could be 15,350 and 15,900 and 16,000 odd, and we might continue to consolidate in this range. Even on the Bank Nifty fund, what we saw, it was a very ranged session for Bank Nifty, wherein it underperformed the Nifty index, mainly on the back of weakness in the strong private names like ICICI Bank, Kotak Bank, and HDFC Bank. And even on the Bank Nifty, the setup remains similar, wherein above the recent swing high of 34,150, we may see somewhat of short covering, which can take the index to 34,500 and 34,800 levels. While till we hold 33,000 or 32,900 on closing basis, we might oscillate in this 1,000 point range. That is 32,900 and 34,100. And from the institutional side in cash market, yesterday FI did had continued their selling. They had a net sell figure of 1,244 crores, while DI did had a net buy figure of 1,205 crores. And month till date, FI has a net sell figure in the cash market worth 56,123 crores, while DI had a net buy figure of 44,373 crores. And on the derivative front, what we saw is Nifty futures did show long build up to the tune of 9.75%. That is addition of 1.34 million shares, and the total outstanding position stands at 15.06 million shares. Even the PCROI did show some downtick, and it closed at 0.98 as compared to its previous close of 1.03. And on the option front, what we saw is the put writers did defend the 15,600 mark, and major additions were seen in 15,600 and 15,800 strike puts to the tune of 1.34 million and 1.79 million. While on the call front, 16,100 strike saw some addition of 1.15 million shares. So basically, as per this option data, it suggests that 15,600 and 15,900 could be the range for the time being for this series. Even Bank Nifty futures, the total OI stands at 26.37 lakh shares as compared to its previous of 26.48 lakh shares. So there's no major addition or deletion in Bank Nifty futures as such. From the rollovers front, Nifty currently rollover stands at 48% as compared to 52% at E-2 days, the same 2 days before the expiry in the previous month. and the Bank Nifty rollover stands at 52% as compared to 51% the same time previous expiry. Bank Nifty rollover is comparatively higher than Nifty's. And the stocks that are in FNO band for today's session is Sun TV and Delta Corp. While in the report, we have given buy on Bata India 1700 put, that is July series. We can buy in the range of 52 to 48. Stop can be placed at 30 and target can be placed at 90. So that's it from me. I'll pass it over to Archana ma'am for further research updates. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Nikunj. Good morning, team. So a few updates from my side, starting with Everest Canto. So we have initiated the coverage on the company with a buy rating and a target price of 254. The company is a leading manufacturer of seamless steel gas cylinders in India with an estimated market share of 50%. And with the rising penetration of CNG stations in India, we believe the gas cylinder companies will benefit as CNG stations will require cascades. Importantly, car companies are witnessing rising number of CNG cars while diesel cars continue to lose share. These factors will benefit this Everest Canto as it is the market leader in gas cylinders and is expanding its capacities. So we are pretty positive on the company and one should look at for decent gains going forward. On Indian Hotels, the company has announced its signing of a new Taj resort in Bangalore. This development project under management contract and it will have 254 keys and 50 Taj branded villas. With this hotel, the company will have 13 hotels in Bangalore with 3,000 inventory, including 5 hotels under development. So, we have been pretty positive on Indian Hotels in the domestic hospitality space, and we believe with whatever the company's plans of inventory addition going forward, that should bring the sustainable earning growth for the company going forward. And with a recent right issue and QIP, the debt is like in negative, and that bodes well for the company's the balance sheet strengthening also. So we are positive in Indian Hotels, and that remains our preferred pick in domestic hospitality space. On Route Mobile, the company said its board has approved the proposal of buyback of equity shares of the company up to 120 crore at a price of 1,700 per share. With this, the size of maximum buyback shares would be 7.05 lakhs units, which is 1.12% of the paid-up equity. On Jnk Bank, the bank said its board has approved raising of equity capital up to 500 crore in one or more tranches and another rupees 1,500 crore through debentures on a private placement basis. At Crystal, the company has completed its capacity expansion of 1.6 lakh units of quartz kitchen sinks at its Bhavnagar plant in Gujarat. With this, the manufacturing capacity of quartz kitchen sink has increased from 8.4 lakh units to 10 lakh units per annum. So that is pretty positive on the company's front. On Godavari Power and Ispat, the company has acquired 37.8 lakh equity shares of Alok Ferroalloys at a fair value comprising of 78.96% of the paid-up capital of Alok Ferroalloys. The company is into ferroalloys with captive power generation, having operations in Raipur and Chhattisgarh. And with this, that will be further earning growth for Godavari Power and Ispat. On Orient Bill, the company announced on-time completion of 2 projects involving capex of 20 crore. GVT tile plant capacity in Sikandrabad has increased by 0.7 million square meters per annum. And there was a conversion of Dora plant, Gujarat, from ceramic floor to vitrified floor, with increased volume potential being 1.2 million square meter per annum. So pretty positive on Orient Bill's front, and whatever is happening on the residential project as well as the project, we are pretty we believe that tiles should do well going forward. On Genus Power and Boards, the company has started commercial production of craft papers at its unit in Uttar Pradesh. The Muzaffarnagar unit has manufacturing facilities for production of craft paper, 2 lines, and duplex board facilities for production of the duplex paper. So positive on the company's front. And lastly, on Reliance Industries. So Reliance Jio Infocom names Mr. Mukesh Ambani's son Akash Ambani as chairman. So we need to see how the market will react to this news. But at least on the company's front, Jio has been very strong on subscriber addition in the past, and we believe that is doing pretty well in the at least as of now in the this competing with Bharti Airtel pretty well and doing well on ARPU and subscriber addition. So that's it from my side. Now I hand it over to Prabhakar sir for his research updates. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Archana. Thank you, team. Good morning. Bharti Airtel and Reliance Jio would benefit from government decision to remove SUC spectrum usage charge in the incoming auction, and almost the charges are at 3% or 3.5%. So that will be a huge saver for both Bharti Airtel, Reliance Jio, and even for Vodafone Idea. So, but these two companies are generating free cash flow. So I think Bharti Airtel will be the major beneficiary, and Reliance Jio. There are many news which we need to discuss. But Bharti Airtel, any correction would be an opportunity to buy. Yesterday there was an interview of IEX management. They are saying currently exchange traded power is 6%. And the government aims to make it 25% by 2030. But there are two competitors for IEX, but they say in few things they are the leaders. Blue Dart, Mahindra, TVS Motor, Maharashtra Seamless are a few stocks which are making all-time high, and any dip due to correction would be an opportunity to buy, because in a bear phase of a market, something which is performing normally performs whenever market stabilizes. So these are few stocks we need to watch. Adani Enterprises likely to enter NIFTY 50 as per reports, and it will be replacing Sri Cement during April 22 semi-annual review. This is something which might happen, but a long way to go. But Adani Enterprises, cement stocks have been subdued, but once the changes happen, I think Sri Cement will become a buy, but not at this point of time. Yesterday, there was 4 people who have died because of ONGC helicopter, emergency landing in the sea near the ONGC rig. Now, totally 9 people were there in the helicopter, but 5 have survived, 4 have died. It is a bit bad news. Now, Reliance, Mukesh Ambani has resigned from Jio chairmanship, and Akash Ambani has come. So it paves way for demerger. So Reliance will be 2 years before. Mr. Mukesh Ambani in the AGM said the Reliance group will be demerged into 3 entities. One is Reliance Jio, which will be headed by Akash as per the report. And other thing is Reliance Retail, which will go to the daughter. And the Petrochem and New Energy is one thing where Mukesh Ambani and the last son Anand will manage, is what the newspapers are reporting. But demerger is something very positive. We need to understand in this crisis period, Reliance is the only company which is benefiting on profitability. They are importing low crude at lower prices, and they are exporting to Europe where there is a huge demand. So their GRMs is one of the highest we can imagine. So Reliance will be one stock. Even if market corrects, it might react away from the market. And GST meeting was held, so many changes have happened. We need to watch out what is likely to happen. 15 companies have been selected for second round of white goods PLI. And there are already few companies. This is very important because our imports from China now is very high in air condition and in washing machine and many other things. Glenmark acquires Vocard, key OTC brand in US for undisclosed sum. But we are not positive on both these companies. Vocard, we have been always negative, and Glenmark is also something we avoid. India Cement on Tuesday said it has completed the acquisition of entire paid-up capital of Springway Mining Private Limited. So this the company is in the process of setting a cement plant in Madhya Pradesh. So that SMPL has been acquired for a total sum of 183 crores. And that is what the company has said. And there were few interviews in CNBC which were very interesting. MedPlus, the promoter, Mr. Reddy, came and told in CNBC they have around 3,000 stores, medical stores, and they will add 750 stores in FY22. They added 750 stores, but this year FY23 they'll add 1,000. And now they are saying, e-pharmacy is not a major competitor for them, because they are in the right path, and they are now running a subscription model for diagnostic, and very soon they will enter diagnostic also. Now, and they are saying they give the highest discount, which is almost 20%. And there was an interview of GE Shipping also, where they say 12 to 13 to 14 of their ships are enjoying very high rates, but few ships have have a contract, so there they don't enjoy. But they said now the shipping rates are slowly coming down, because COVID thing has eased in China. So these are few news which we are looking at, but very important. If market starts to correct, then one has to be very careful. Maybe 15,500 is very important, because that is a level where it was holding for a very long time. Until 15,500 doesn't break, the rally in stocks will be there. You will get some exit. But if 15,500 breaks, then I think the correction could be very fast. So it is a make or break. Now globally things are not looking good. So now crude prices have started to move higher. Commodity prices are very volatile. Steel companies are saying they are cutting their production. So one has to be very watchful. Now only automobile as a sector is performing. So we need to be in the right place at the right time. With that, over to you, Kshitija.
थैंक यू सर. गुड मॉर्निंग एवरीवन. अभी हम लोग ये कॉल को एक बार हिंदी में कर लेते हैं. हम लोगों ने एवरेज कैंटो सिलेंडर के ऊपर इनिशिएटिंग कवरेज निकाला है. हमारा रेटिंग बाय है और जो टारगेट प्राइस है वो 254 है. एवरेज कैंटो सिलेंडर जो है कंपनी, वो जो मैन्युफैक्चर है सीमलेस स्टील गैस, उसमें उनका बिजनेस है इंडिया में, और जो उसका एस्टिमेटेड मार्केट शेयर है वो 50% है. और ये जो अभी सीएनजी स्टेशन है इंडिया में, उसका जो राइजिंग पेनिट्रेशन बढ़ रहा है, तो उसके कारण ये गैस सिलेंडर कंपनीज को फायदा होगा. और इम्पोर्टेंटली जो सीएनजी कार जो मतलब कार कंपनीज में ओवरऑल जो सीएनजी कार्स है उसका राइजिंग मुझे नंबर बढ़ रहा है. ये फैक्टर बेनिफिट रहेगा ये कंपनी को, जो मार्केट लीडर है गैस सिलेंडर में. और ये अभी ओवरऑल कंपनी के 2 इयर्स में डेब्ट फ्री होने का उन्होंने अनुमान बताया है. और कंपनी के जो रेशियोज है वो काफी स्ट्रांग है, और ओवरऑल अभी जो वैल्यूएशन है वो अट्रैक्टिव है, और जो ग्रोथ प्रोस्पेक्टस है वो भी स्ट्रांग है. नेक्स्ट अपडेट है इंडियन होटल के ऊपर. कंपनी ने नया प्रोजेक्ट अनाउंस किया है. वो साइनिंग करेंगे न्यू ताज रिसोर्ट जो बेंगलुरु में होगा, और जो उसका मैनेजमेंट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रहेगा वो सत्वा होम्स प्राइवेट लिमिटेड जो सत्वा ग्रुप से है उनके साथ रहेगा. और जो सेकंड फेज में ये प्रोजेक्ट का जो फीचर है उसमें ब्रांडेड विलास भी रहेंगे. सो जो ये प्रोजेक्ट है उसमें 254 कीज है और 50 ताज ब्रांड विलास रहेंगे. और अभी ओवरऑल 13 होटल्स है बेंगलोर में और 3000 रूम्स हैं. सो इसके अलावा भी 5 जो प्रोजेक्ट्स है वो अंडर डेवलपमेंट हैं. कल राउट मोबाइल ने मीटिंग की बोर्ड की, तो उन्होंने बायबैक इक्विटी शेयर्स का जो प्रपोजल था उसको अप्रूव किया है. और वो उसकी जो वैल्यूएशन है वो 120 करोड़ है, और जो प्राइस है वो 700 पर शेयर 1700 पर शेयर है. और जो मैक्सिमम बायबैक रहेगा वो 7.05 लाख यूनिट्स है. सो टोटल 1.12% रहेगा जो पेड अप इक्विटी है उनके अनुमान में. जम्मू कश्मीर बैंक है, उनके जो बोर्ड है उन्होंने कल राइजिंग इक्विटी कैपिटल है 500 करोड़ का, उसके लिए अप्रूव किया है. इसके अलावा अनदर 1500 करोड़ वो रेज करेंगे प्राइवेट प्लेसमेंट डिवेंचर से। एक्रिजल कंपनी है, उन्होंने कैपेसिटी जो एक्सपेंशन है 1.6 लाख यूनिट्स का कॉट्स किचन का वो कंप्लीट किया है। और जो इसका प्लांट है वो भावनगर प्लांट गुजरात में है। और अभी ओवरऑल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कैपेसिटी क्वार्ट्स किचन की है वो इंक्रीज होके 8.4 लाख यूनिट से 10 लाख यूनिट्स पर एनम हो गई है। गोदावरी पावर एंड इस्पात कंपनी ने 37.7 लाख इक्विटी शेयर्स अक्वायर किए हैं आलोक फेरोलाइज के। और जो फेयर वैल्यू है वो कंपैरिजनली 78.96% है, जो पेड अप कैपिटल है उसके कंपैरिजन में। और कंपनी ये फेरोलाइज कैपेसिटी पावर जनरेट करती है और इसका जो ऑपरेशन है वो रायपुर और छत्तीसगढ़ में ही है। ओरिएंट पेंट कंपनी ने अनाउंस किया है कि जो उनका जो 2 प्रोजेक्ट है जो कैपेसिटी है उसकी 20 करोड़ है, उसका कंप्लीशन ऑन टाइम होगा। तो जीवीटी प्लांट है वो कैपेसिटी सिकंदराबाद में है, वो इंक्रीज होके 0.07 मिलियन स्क्वायर मीटर्स है पर एनम। और एक जो कन्वर्जन है डोरा प्लांट का गुजरात में जो सिरामिक फ्लोर से विट्रिफाइड फ्लोर होगा, उसका जो वॉल्यूम इंक्रीज होके अराउंड 1.2 MSM पर एनम होगा। देन जीनियस पेपर एंड बोर्ड्स में जो कमर्शियल प्रोडक्शन है क्राफ्ट पेपर का, उसका न्यू जो यूनिट है वो उत्तर प्रदेश में स्टार्ट किया है। और जो मुजफ्फरनगर का यूनिट है वो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग जो प्रोडक्शन है क्राफ्ट पेपर 2 लाइन्स एंड डिप्लेक्स पेपर का वो फैसिलिटीज मुजफ्फरा यूनिट में स्टार्ट करेंगे। नेक्स्ट अपडेट है कि रिलायंस जियो ने मुकेश अंबानी ने रिजाइन किया है और आकाश अंबानी अभी चेयरमैन होंगे। तो ओवरऑल हम लोग कंपनी के बारे में देखेंगे तो बहुत ही न्यूज़पेपर के रिपोर्ट्स आ रहे हैं कि अभी डीमर्जर हो सकता है। तो उसमें 3 एंटिटीज होंगी, एक तो रिलायंस जियो जो आकाश अंबानी के पास रहेगा, देन रिलायंस रिटेल वो अंबानी जी के डॉटर के पास रहेगा, और जो पेट्रोकेमिकल के जो बिजनेस है वो आनंद अंबानी के पास रहेगा। तो ये डीमर्जर होगा आगे जाके तो ये पॉजिटिव रहेगा। ओवरऑल ऐसे करेक्टिव मार्केट में रिलायंस को बाय करना एक अपॉर्चुनिटी रहेगी। तो नेक्स्ट अपडेट है भारती एयरटेल रिलायंस ओवरऑल टेलीकॉम सेक्टर के लिए जो गवर्नमेंट में जो SUG स्पेक्ट्रम यूसेज चार्ज है उसको रिमूव किया है। तो ये एक अच्छा सेवर रहेगा भारती एयरटेल जियो और इवन वोडाफोन आइडिया को। बट भारती एयरटेल और जियो ये 2 कंपनी ज्यादा फ्री कैश फ्लो जनरेट करती है और भारती एयरटेल ये लेवल पे एक बाइंग अपॉर्चुनिटी रहेगी। तो लॉन्ग टर्म के हिसाब से हम लोग भारती एयरटेल और रिलायंस इंडस्ट्री के ऊपर पॉजिटिव है। कल IEX मैनेजमेंट की जो मीटिंग हुई उसमें उन्होंने बताया कि जो एक्सचेंज पावर ट्रेडिंग है वो 6% है और वो आगे जाके 2030 तक वो 25% करेंगे और अभी वो सेगमेंट में लीडर है। नेक्स्ट अपडेट है M&M, ब्लू डार्ट, महाराष्ट्र सीमलेस जैसी कंपनियां मेकिंग ऑल टाइम हाइक कर रही है। तो ये एक अच्छी है कि ये एक बाइंग अपॉर्चुनिटी रहेगी। अदानी एंटरप्राइज जल्दी निफ्टी 50 में एंटर करने वाला है और श्री सीमेंट निफ्टी 50 से निकल जाएगा। तो ये हो सकता है बट देखने जैसा होगा कि इसका इम्पैक्ट कैसे होता है। ONGC का कल एक्सीडेंट हुआ, मतलब ONGC के जो एक हेलीकॉप्टर था उसका इमरजेंसी लैंडिंग के कारण एक्सीडेंट हुआ, उसमें 4 लोगों की मौत हो चुकी है और जो 5 है वो सर्वाइव हुए। तो ये एक बैड न्यूज है कंपनी के हिसाब से। नेक्स्ट अपडेट कल GST की जो मीटिंग हुई उसमें बहुत सारे चेंजेस आए। तो आज उसका इम्पैक्ट मार्केट में कैसा होता है वो देखने जैसा रहेगा। नेक्स्ट अपडेट है इंडिया सीमेंट ने जो स्प्रिंग वे माइनिंग प्राइवेट लिमिटेड का एक्विजिशन कंप्लीट कर लिया है और जो उसकी वैल्यू है टोटल वो 183 करोड़ है। CNBC की जो इंटरव्यू है उसमें मेडप्लस जो ई-फार्मेसी है उनका जो मैनेजमेंट ने बोला है कि अभी तक उनके 3000 मेडिकल स्टोर्स है और वो 750 स्टोर्स फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2022 में ऐड करने वाले हैं और ऐड किए हैं और जो 1000 स्टोर्स है वो फाइनेंशियल ईयर 23 में ऐड करेंगे। तो ई-फार्मेसी उनके लिए एक मेजर कंपटीशन नहीं हो सकता ऐसे उन्होंने बोला है। और जो अभी उन्होंने सब्सक्रिप्शन मॉडल है वो डायग्नोस्टिक का स्टार्ट किया है। नेक्स्ट अपडेट है मतलब वैसे ही जी शिपिंग के मैनेजमेंट का भी इंटरव्यू हुआ था CNBC के ऊपर। तो उन्होंने बोला है कि जो कंपनी के जो 30 to 40% शिपिंग है उसमें हाई रेट्स का उनको फायदा हो रहा है बट कोई ऐसे शिप से उससे उनको इतना ज्यादा फायदा नहीं हो रहा है। ये अपडेट के अलावा अभी मार्केट जो है करेक्ट कभी भी हो सकता है, तो ट्रेडर्स को केयरफुल रहना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये ओवरऑल बहुत ही वोलेटाइल मार्केट है। तो 15,500 ये एक इम्पोर्टेंट लेवल है। इफ ये लेवल ब्रेक किया तो मार्केट बहुत ही ज्यादा जल्दी करेक्ट हो सकता है। तो ऐसे टाइम पे स्टॉक्स में थोड़ी बहुत रैली देख सकते हैं, तो आपको प्रॉफिट बुक एवरी टाइम करना चाहिए, क्योंकि ग्लोबली जो भी थिंग्स है वो भी इतनी अच्छी नहीं है। जैसे क्रूड ऑयल के प्राइसेस बढ़ रहे हैं, कमोडिटी के ऊपर भी इसका इम्पैक्ट हो रहा है। तो ऐसे करेक्टिव मार्केट में सिर्फ अभी ऑटो का जो सेक्टर है वही अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहा है। तो ट्रेडर को ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि सिर्फ ट्रेड इन और ट्रेड आउट जल्दी करे और रेगुलरली प्रॉफिट बुक करे। That's it from our end. Thank you everyone for joining the con call. Have a nice day.